Good evening and welcome to the first episode of the Crash Course on AutoCAD. In this episode, I'll be introducing what is AutoCAD. Before introducing the topic, I would like to introduce myself. I'll give you a brief self-intro. My name is Mohammad Sabeer. I'm a mechanical engineer by qualification. I've been working as a CAD trainer and consultant for more than 30 years, executed several 3D visualization projects for civil engineers and architects. Now I'm working as a training partner in Internshala AutoCAD training and trained more than 30,000 students online. I've got a YouTube channel with the name Sabeer CAD with more than 1.78 lakh subscribers. Now, the topics which we cover in this crash course session is today's topic is, of course, what is AutoCAD. Then tomorrow we will have the introduction to AutoCAD commands. Then on the next day we have AutoCAD drawings for beginners. Then on Thursday we will have convert floor plan to 3D drawings. Then on the last day, that means on Friday, we will have jobs in AutoCAD. Now we'll start with what is AutoCAD. See, AutoCAD is a drafting and design solution for architects and engineers. It is developed by a California-based software development company called Autodesk in 1982. You know, for any software, there will be several versions. In 1982, the first version of AutoCAD came into the market, and that was called version 1.0. Using this version, we could create only line, circle, and arcs. That was a limitation of the software. Then the software has undergone several changes. Now we have the latest version, which is 2023, which is 2023. Then AutoCAD is an industry standard software because even if we have a number of software in the market, AutoCAD is so popular because of a few reasons. That is the primary reason is that AutoCAD is an industry standard software. It is standardized everywhere. If you go to some foreign countries or to any part of the world, AutoCAD is standardized as a software to perform computer-aided drafting and design. Then it involves less learning curve. That means you'll be able to learn the software in a short period of time. That is another advantage of the software. Then, of course, there is high job potential for the software. If you learn AutoCAD software, you are sure to get a job. We will have an exclusive session on the various job opportunities related with AutoCAD on Friday. Then now we will have a sneak peek on the application of AutoCAD. See, AutoCAD, as you know, is a computer-aided drafting and design software, and it can be used to perform a number of tasks, which are commonly used in any engineering industry. The first task is 2D drafting. That means you'll be able to create two-dimensional drawings. What is meant by two-dimensional drawings? 2D drawings are drawings which are confined to a single plane. Okay, if you take a civil engineering, you can see that a building plan or an elevation can be very well used as an example for a 2D drawing. For a mechanical engineer, we have mechanical fabrication drawings. For electrical engineer, we will have electrical drawings. For any engineering industry, drawing is the basic requirement. So such drawings can be created very fast with a lot of accuracy. Okay, that is the main attraction. You can create drawings with speed and accuracy. Then second application of AutoCAD is 3D modeling. I'll show you examples of all this after some time. 3D modeling means you can make any three-dimensional representation of an actual object in the real world using AutoCAD. Then, of course, we can render it. Rendering means you can apply different materials and finishes. Then you can have a photorealistic visualization. I'll show you an example for that as well. Then we can perform 3D printing. That means anything that you create in 3D can be printed. For example, you have a mechanical component. That component can be printed. Okay, you are commonly familiar with the printing which you perform in a paper, right? But here, that's not the case. Anything that you create in 3D can be printed in a physical form. Okay, depending upon any type of media or the material you specify. Sometimes material can be plastic, sometimes the material can be steel or a cast iron or a concrete. You can print an entire house using AutoCAD. That is the main advantage. You can create that house in 3D using the software, then you can print it. In 24 hours, you can print a house. Okay, yeah, it's unimaginable. It was unimaginable before, right? Now it is possible with AutoCAD. Now, then another application is that you can have custom solutions using internal programming languages. That means you can customize the software. You can change the software as per your requirement. I'll show you examples for that as well. Okay, now let's come to, I'll open the software and I'll show you some of the examples of 2D drafting, because I've started with 2D drafting, right? So I'll show you, this is let us take this. We'll start with this. This is a house plan, right? This house plan is created using AutoCAD software. This is a ground floor plan and this is a first floor plan. So once you make the ground floor plan, you can easily create a first floor plan, because if you give just a command, okay, you can just take a copy of this ground floor plan, make some simple changes here, and the first floor plan will be ready. Okay, so this is 101% accurate. Any dimension can be taken from here. For example, if you want to get the distance of this particular wall, you can easily get that. Okay, from this point to this point, you can get the distance. For example, it is 466 centimeters, 0.0000. It is accurate to 4 decimal places. Okay, so that's the kind of precision you can get here. So this is a typical example in the area of civil engineering, civil plan. Then let us take a mechanical example. This is a mechanical fabrication drawing that is created using AutoCAD. Then we have an electrical example. This is an electrical circuit diagram which is created using AutoCAD. Okay, so once you make this particular assembly, you can easily take copies of it and you can complete it very fast. Okay, so that is advantage. Then, of course, that is all about 2D drafting, some of the examples. Then you can make 3D models using AutoCAD. See, this is a typical example of a 3D model of a residence. Okay, this plan is actually we create in 3D, then we apply certain commands on this 3D model, and ultimately you will get this particular model. Okay, it's not that difficult. You can make such a model simply by making use of the plan which you actually create. All you have to do is you apply certain commands on this to create various components of this model. And another advantage is that once you have this model with you, then you can instantly create any engineering views in a single click. This view is an isometric view, for example, right? And you can change the view to perspective. Just click on perspective and the perspective is ready. Okay. And not only that, once you have such a model, you can view this model from any desired angle by orbiting the camera. Okay. Software will give you a virtual camera and using which you can orbit. And you can view from any desired angle. Suppose if you want to go close to this balcony, you can just zoom in and get the details. Okay, so the main advantage is that even before this particular model is actually constructed, even before this building is actually constructed in the site, you can create this in AutoCAD in 3D, and you can go for a visualization, and you can make various corrections and various design-based decisions you can take when this particular model is in the computer screen. So you will have you can save tremendous amount of time and effort and money, right? Otherwise, suppose, for example, I'll tell you, this particular sunshade or chaja, which is over here, is of it's a sloping type sunshade. Okay, after constructing a sloping type sunshade, later on, suppose if you feel like that is not suitable with this kind of design, and you want to try out a flat type sunshade, the only solution is to demolish that sunshade which you actually create and reconstruct it, right? But here it can be easily erased and you can create another one. Likewise, you can try out various design possibilities, and your imagination, as per your imagination, you can make any alterations on this 3D model. Okay, so that is the main advantage of 3D modeling. In the area of civil engineering, this is an example. Then let us take a mechanical example. This is a component, right? This is an assembly of an engine. Okay, this is an engine assembly. Okay, This is created in 3D and you can view it from any desired angle. Okay. And you can also go for interference checking, means whether each component will collide each other and all that. You can check when such a model remains in the computer screen. As you have seen before, you can have photorealistic views. You can take a view from any desired angle. Okay. Then another advantage of making a 3D model is that you can instantly generate elevations, means 2D views. I can change the style of view in a single click. This is called a shaded view because you can see that there are some flat colors or shades applied on this, right? So it is called a shaded representation. If you want, you can change the visual style to 2D wireframe. This becomes a wireframe, means skeletal representation in a single click. Then you have a sketchy representation. Okay, it's as if you have sketched freehand. Such a type of representation you get. Then X-ray type representation. It's a transparent representation. At the same time, you can see the shades there. Okay. Then you can switch over to shaded with edges representation. Now you can, if you want, you can have a front view. Just click on this view cube. You will get a front view. Okay. Front elevation you have got, and you change the visual style to wireframe, and you can go for a print out of this. Okay, you can print this. Such views are called 2D views. That means from a 3D model, you can also generate 2D views, and you can go for a print of this 2D view, and you can send this drawings to the site to construct this particular house. Okay, that is another advantage of making a 3D model. Okay, that means once you have a 3D model, you can have 2D drawings from it. It looks like a 2D drawing, right, in this view. So that is possible. Then for example, I'll take another 2D view. This particular icon which you see here is called a view cube. By clicking on the various faces of the view cube, you can have different views. I'll just click on this left side. This is a left view. Okay, and I can make this into a drawing and go for a print. So it's all instant. Okay, that is the main advantage of AutoCAD. Then I was talking about rendering. Rendering means applying finishes to this 3D model. Okay, then you can go for a photorealistic view. I'll show you the rendered view of it. This is the rendered view of the same house. See, how is it appearing? It's appearing so realistic, right? You have assigned all required details in it. It is as if it is a photograph taken or captured from the real site after constructing the model, right? It is such a realistic visualization. You have specified all the materials. See, all the roofing tiles you have specified. You have the wall color you have fixed right here. Then the landscaping you have done, all the flowers, plants, all the required details. Even you can see a person standing right in front. That is me. Okay, we normally place people in front of the house to just to get a sense of proportion of the height, the sense of proportion of the size. Okay, so when you compare the size of the house with the size of the person who is standing in front, you will get an idea about the size, the overall size of the house, right? And that is the kind of visualization you can make. Okay, it is called photorealistic visualization, and the process of creating such a view is done through rendering. That is a third thing which you can do in AutoCAD, rendering. Okay, in rendering, what do? You assign finishes, different types of materials. See the glass finish, it looks like a realistic glass. Likewise, various finishes can be assigned to the various objects. Then you put up lights. Say you can see lights here. You can see the presence of lights. It's as if there is a sun right here, and you can see the shadows and everything. And you can put up the background sky. Even birds you can copy paste. Birds are copy pasted from a photograph. So likewise, all required details you can bring in to this, and it'll appear like a realistic house. So when you see, we normally say that seeing is believing, right? So if you suppose if you are a designer, you are an engineer. Okay, one of your client comes to you with the requirement of constructing a double-storied house like this. Okay, and he said, he needs such and such requirements. He need 2 bedrooms in the ground floor, 2 bedrooms in the first floor. All his requirements he has told you, and you have various options. You can either give a simple plan after discussing after talking with that client and getting the exact requirement. You can simply make a 2D plan and give it to that client. But instead, if you make such a 3D rendered view and give it to him, then you don't have to talk much, right? Because every required detail is shown in this. That is what I said, seeing is believing. So such rendered views will act as a very good mode of communication. You can communicate better with such types of views. So that is called rendering. Then another feature of AutoCAD, I said, it is 3D printing. 3D printing is printing a 3D model. Okay, let us go back to AutoCAD. In AutoCAD, I have created the 3D model of this mechanical component. Okay, I can orbit it from any desired angle and I can take views. Okay, this is a mechanical component. And once you make such a component in AutoCAD 3D, you can print it using a 3D printer. You can connect the computer in which AutoCAD is installed with the 3D printer using some connection interfacing cables. Then you can also you have to also install the driver of that particular 3D printing software. Then there will be an interfacing software and all that. Once you do all that, then in a single print command, you can print it. This is this is just a slide captured from that 3D printing. So I have printed in the university because in our nearby university we have a 3D printer. This particular component, after making it in AutoCAD, we have printed it. Okay, do you want to see this? So this is the model. This is the actual model which is printed. Okay, can you see this? This is actually created using ABS plastic material. It's a plastic material, but depending upon your requirement, you can change the material. Sometimes you may have to, if you want to print this using mild steel material, you can replace it with mild steel or with any material of your choice. Okay, so what you see in the computer screen, what you created, can be printed physically using AutoCAD. Using a 3D printer software, but the model should be there in AutoCAD. That is the first step, creating a 3D model using AutoCAD. Okay, so that is a next thing, fourth thing. So I started with 2D drafting, then 3D modeling. There is another application. Then rendering and visualization. You're already familiar with it. I've shown you what it is. Then 3D printing. There is another application. Then there is a fifth application, that is customization. Customizing means this is a interface of the AutoCAD software. This is how AutoCAD will appear once you open it. Okay. Now, each and every menu items in this can be replaced with your own menus. That means there is a programming language inside AutoCAD that is called Autoless programming. Once you learn that language, it is very easy to learn. If you are familiar with any of the programming languages before, you can easily pick up that language. Once you learn Autoless programming, you can create custom commands. Okay, you can replace all those menus with your own, commands and menus. So the AutoCAD has got an open architecture. That means you can completely open the software and change it as per your requirement. That is actually a bit higher thing, but that is also a possibility in AutoCAD. That is called customization. Recently, I have developed a software that is for customization. That is dress designing using AutoCAD. Okay, I've developed a software to do dress designing, but you cannot do that directly in AutoCAD. Okay, it is a specific application. For that, if a customer, the software, you have, for this in the software, you have to give some inputs, which are nothing but the measurements of a customer. Once the measurement is given, the AutoCAD will automatically draw this is actually a dress pattern, right? These are all various, this is a hand, sleeve, chest, various pieces with which this particular dress is made up of. This drawing is automatically created by the software once you run that software inside AutoCAD. Okay, so that is called customization, a specific application of a particular client. That is also another possibility that can be done in AutoCAD. Okay, These are all some of the views of the interior views. This is rendered. Okay, this 3D model is created in AutoCAD, then rendered. That is, I told you about rendering already. Rendered in AutoCAD. We have placed a sun, a source of sun, a bright light outside, which actually simulates the sun, and you will get the effect of the sunlight here. This is a daylight view, okay? And when certain amount of sunlight falls on the floor, it will have an internal reflection inside this area, okay? That internal reflection and all that is automatically done by the software. We have some light sources over here. You can see a light here, a floor light. Over here, there's one more light. Then we have wall-mounted lights, ceiling lights, but all these lights are in the off state, okay? But this is a night view in which I've turned on all the lights, and the sunlight is not there because it is a night view, right? So that type of lighting can also be done in AutoCAD. These are all not big things, okay? You can learn it, you can easily learn it, and you can implement these things on your own. So that makes big difference, right? From this daylight to the night light. Okay. So these are all some of the possibilities, some of the applications of AutoCAD. I hope I've given you an insight on what is AutoCAD. First of all, we have started with the what is AutoCAD. What is AutoCAD? Okay. Now you know the various applications of AutoCAD. Then I've also explained why is AutoCAD popular because of certain reasons, but there are more reasons why AutoCAD is popular, which I'll be explaining in the coming classes. Then we have seen the applications of AutoCAD. Okay. Then in the next session, we will have, that means tomorrow, we will have an introduction to AutoCAD commands. I told you that whatever is done in AutoCAD is done through commands. Okay, it's done through commands. It's just like learning a language. Okay, if you want to learn a language, how do you do that? You start by learning the words, right? Once you learn words, what do? You combine these words to make sentences. We have the similar approach in AutoCAD. Everything starts with the knowledge of commands. So tomorrow we will have a introduction, half an hour introduction session on the introduction of AutoCAD commands. Then I'll show you how these simple commands, and another thing is commands are very easy to memorize because if you want to draw a circle, the name of the command is circle. If you want to draw a line, the name of the command is line. If you want to erase a circle, the name of the command is erase. So it's very easy to memorize. It's just like learning the words in a language. So once you learn all these commands, then you should learn, as I told you before, you should learn the right method to combine these commands. So I'll show you how to combine these commands in the tomorrow sessions. Then I'll show you how to make simple drawings very fast. You'll be really wondered, okay, the speed with which you can do that, because I can prove that a drawing which normally takes 20 minutes to draw, if you make it manually, can be done in 45 seconds using AutoCAD. Unbelievable, right? A drawing which takes 20 minutes, if you do it manually, can be done in just 45 seconds. That is a magic. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay. I would like to ask you, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I will, through chat, you can ask me. I will answer through chat. Okay. Am I audible to you? Please answer me in chat. Hello, am I audible to all of you? You can ask me any queries in chat. I'll wait for some more time. Two questions have been asked. Okay. Yes. Go on, Ishita. You can type the questions. Minimum hardware requirement for AutoCAD. Okay, minimum hardware requirement for AutoCAD is actually we'll say optimum. Okay, because AutoCAD is a graphic intensive software. Uh, it needs some memory as well, RAM as well. I recommend a computer with Core i5, okay, processor, Intel Core i5 processor with an SSD. Okay, instead of a normal hard disk, an SSD is highly essential of 512 GB. Then a graphics card with 4 GB RAM. Okay, graphics memory. Then 8 GB minimum RAM we need, but if you have 16 MB, 16 GB, that's fine. Okay, but if you have an SSD of 512, then 8 GB RAM is good enough. Okay, then that is it. Question 2, please tell us a little bit more about your background. About my background, okay. In fact, I am a mechanical engineer by qualification. After the completion of my engineering in 1990, long back, uh, I have learned AutoCAD. Okay, after searching for a job for almost 1.5 years, that was the release 10 version of AutoCAD. The specialty of release 10 was that the 3D, the 3D capability of AutoCAD was introduced in release 10. So I've learned that particular version first. That was my uh, version. When I've learned it, it was release 10. Then after that, I'm selected as a faculty to teach AutoCAD in the same university where I've learned AutoCAD. Then I've been teaching AutoCAD there for almost 25 years. Okay, as a faculty of AutoCAD in that university. That means it was an engineering college. In the last 10 years, I'm associated with Internshala, official training partner in AutoCAD. I have taught more than 30,000 students in Internshala online. Okay. Then I also work as a consultant in executing projects for civil engineers and architects. So you may be, doubtful, or you must at least think as to why I work on architectural visualization in spite of the fact that I'm a mechanical engineer. That is because, you see, AutoCAD is just a tool, right? Once you learn AutoCAD, then depending upon your area of interest, you can use it. When I've learned both mechanical modeling as well as architectural modeling, but when I've done architectural modeling, I realized that my passion is in architectural modeling. I really enjoy doing it. So I've started working as a 3D visualization consultant for architects and civil engineering. I've done several projects, visualization projects of residences, apartments, and all that. That's it. Last question, since we have less time. Question 3: how can I start drawing in AutoCAD? That is what you're going to learn tomorrow. Okay, because that needs some time to demonstrate how to start drawing. It's very simple. As I told you already, by using commands, you do that, and you learn some basic commands. Okay, then you can start drawing. Okay, if you want to speak any language, you learn some basic words, then you can start learning. Then you can start speaking. But speaking is the only way to speak. So, like, if you want to be proficient in AutoCAD, you should work. One last, why AutoCAD is not parametric? AutoCAD is not parametric directly. That is because they have another parametric software. Okay, for mechanical engineers, the company has got another parametric software. But there are some limited parametric capabilities we can introduce inside AutoCAD. That's possible. Okay, that too can be done inside AutoCAD. So that's all we have. The time is up, so we'll conclude. Okay, thank you so much for listening. and I'll hope to see you tomorrow, all of you, with an interesting topic, that is, we will see how to implement commands and execute a task using AutoCAD. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
इसकी भी लग गई, कमाल है यार।
भाई तेरी ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट होने वाली है और तू यहाँ बैठ के मटर छील रहा है। कोई ट्रेनिंग कर ले ताकि तेरी नौकरी लग जाए।
करने को तो कुछ भी कर लूं, पर उसके बाद नौकरी कौन देगा? शुरू कहाँ से करूं यार?
इंटर्नशाला ट्रेनिंग से डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, वेब डेवलपमेंट, डेटा साइंस, एनालिटिक्स और पाइथन जैसे बहुत सारे ट्रेनिंग्स हैं जिनसे हो सकती है जॉब पक्की। ट्रेनिंग सेलेक्ट कर और अपना करियर शुरू कर, और वो भी 100% प्लेसमेंट असिस्टेंस के साथ। इंटर्नशाला ट्रेनिंग्स, शुरुआत यहीं से।